First set have left. A second have returned. Two pairs. When they would yourself, how in all God's good green earth do these children know so much about this particular topic? But most importantly, we are putting wit and confidence one against another. And this is not to put down the one group or the other. This, as always, is to improve our communication and indeed to improve the way we interact with each other. You are seeing these first seedlings of great orators, of great men and women, future senators, future leaders, doctors, lawyers, engineers, leaders of thoughts, opinions, and ideals. This, ladies and gentlemen, is I Beg to Differ 2026. Now, for the second debate of the morning, the topic is corporal punishment should be enforced in Rivers schools. Corporal punishment should be enforced in Rivers schools. As always, both teams have been preparing for either part of the conversation. So for and against, they've both been which they do until right now, which is what we are going to do. So I have randomly, selected the two options, right? And I'm going to, since they are both females, interestingly, we have another two pairs of female students with me in the studio. So I can't do ladies first. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to close my eyes. Once again, they are all, wait, let me confirm from them. You all can see me, right? You can all see me. Okay, so I'm about to close my eyes. So can you see that my eyes are closed? Can you see that? All right, my eyes are closed, right? Yes. Let me take off my glasses. All right, my eyes are closed, right? Yes. Okay, so now I'm going to shake the little pieces of paper, all right? So that I do not know which one of you is going to get what part of this conversation for and against, all right? So I'm just going to throw one at you. All right, there you go. Now, there's one here. Here you go. So open it and let's get to find out which is which. There you go. Deep breaths. 4. Okay. All right. Now, the voice you just heard, ladies and gentlemen, is a representative of a CSS Rumolumeni. That's Community Secondary School Rumolumeni. You are for the argument. And our second school, Goldencitadel International School, this morning, represented by Blessing Ebikeme, who is 13 years of age and in SS1. So you ultimately are against the motion. Okay. All right. So ladies, please let me go through the rules once again. You have 3 minutes for each segment, right? Now, between yourselves, you have probably decided who is going to be the opening speaker and the supporting speaker. At this point, if you want to switch right now, you can switch, right? Are you comfortable? Or you are comfortable being the first speaker? You are comfortable being the first speaker? Yes. Fantastic. Now, after each segment, right, we'll pass the microphone to your opponent. Now, the supporter of the motion, in this case, you are for the argument, right? So CSS Rumolumeni, you are going to start us off. And after that, you will hear from the opponents. And after the opponents, when you give your opening salvo, for the rebuttal, you will start. All right? Is this clear? Okay. All right. Now, as always, 3 minutes for each segment, ladies and gentlemen. 3 minutes for them to give us their points, list them, explain them, and hopefully convince you that they know exactly what it is that they are speaking about. Let's get to it. I Beg to Differ debate, season 5.
This is I Beg to Differ. The conversation continues in a moment.
So we start with a CSS Rumolumeni represented by the first speaker, Success Favour Etopobong, this morning, 15 years of age and in SS 3. All right, fantastic. All right, so you are arguing for the motion that corporal punishment should be enforced in Rivers schools. That's schools in Rivers State. Is this clear by you?
Yes.
All right, so you see the clock here. I'm going to reset it to 3 minutes. Your time starts now.
Discipline is the bedrock of character, and the rod ensures order. Good day, honorable judges, my friends in arguments, and my listening audience. I am Favour Etopobong, proudly from Community Secondary School, Rumolumeni, River State, and in agreement with the motion that says corporal punishment should be enforced in River State. Indeed, the cane is necessary for discipline and should be enforced for a better future. Here are cogent reasons why corporal punishment should be enforced in river schools. First, cultural alignment. Indeed, sparing the rod and other disciplinary measures contradicts our local African upbringing, values, and our local heritage. Remember, our ancestors trained us with iron hands that couldn't break, but now we train others with ceramic hands that can break. Please let us enforce corporal punishment and go back to iron hands to make things better. Second, teacher authority. In a study, 7 out of 10 teachers expressed that a ban on the cane or corporal punishment make them feel handicapped and less capable to control a class. For instance, my worthy counterparts, let me ask you this question. In a school where students only respect the cane and not the teachers, do you expect teachers to spend their time or their periods trying to keep a class quiet instead of corporal punishment that can do it in few minutes? No, instead, corporal punishment should be enforced. Third, moral standard. If the Niger Delta could achieve 24% more peace among its youths, then why don't we enforce it more? Facts have it that there is a high percentage of restiveness in Niger Delta is due to the softening of school discipline. Therefore, it should be enforced. Fourth, historical success. Successful professionals in River State have attributed their success to the strict and firm hands of their primary and secondary school teachers, with the likes of late Captain Elechi Amadi, Barrister OCJ, Okocha, San, and so many more. Fifth, resource efficiency. In some river schools, it is a 1 to 100 teacher to student ratio. My worthy counterparts, thereby making the subtle psychological discipline impossible. My worthy counterparts, can you cancel 100 students a day if all of them need your help? The simple and true answer is a capital N-O, no. You cannot, but corporal punishment opts for corporal punishment classes rather than other forms of discipline like detention, suspension, and so many more. Now, for instance, Prince came to school late, and instead of being sent home where greater punishments awaited him, he opted for 6 strokes of the cane and immediately went back to his class. Thank you.
Time is up. 3 minutes and 2 seconds there. All right, so we've heard from the opening salvo of CSS Rumolumeni. It's time for us to move over to the opponents this morning. Stay tuned.
This is I Beg to Differ on 92.3 Nigeria Info. The conversation continues in a moment.
And welcome back, 92.3 Nigeria Info. Good morning. It's our second debate for today, Wednesday, and it is pitting 2 groups of girls against each other. What a day it has been. In fact, it's just been female students all day, from the first group to the second group. Don't forget, you can follow us on social media at Nigeria Info PH. That's on Facebook, and also on our sister station, Kids FM. Now, to Goldencitadel International School, represented by Blessing Ebikeme. Blessing, good morning to you.
Good morning, sir.
Okay, all right. So let me quickly, once again, if I may, repeat the rules. 3 minutes allocated to you and your team. Within that time, you can take a pause or breather. And if for any reason you need to do that, the time will not be stopped. However, when you are done, after 3 minutes, you'll be informed, and then we'll move on to the next group. Is this clear, please?
Yes.
All right. Now, you have 3 minutes on the clock. Your time starts now.
Good day, Mr. Chairman, panel of judges, my accurate timekeeper, my honorable opponents, and ladies and gentlemen. My name is Blessing Ebikeme from Goldencitadel International School, and I'm here to oppose the motion which says corporal punishment should be enforced in river schools. Under Section 34 of the Nigerian Constitution, every child is entitled to respect for the dignity of his person. Corporal punishment is degrading treatment. Under the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, it says no human or individual shall be subjected to inhuman or wrongful treatment regarding their rights. And also, this corporal punishment, you see, it brings up our psychological harm. When students have learned that psychological harm is going to be enforced on them through this means of which you call corporal punishment, they feel less interest and they bring out growing aggression. Parents prefer corporal punishment, but yet this does not legalize the right of the school. And Rivers State is under the Child Rights Act, which means that Rivers State is also bound to the Child Rights Act, and schools are bound legally to it. It violates the best interest principle. Under Section 1 of the Child Rights Act, it says that the interest of a child is paramount to that child. In the Bible, Ephesians 6:4, it says, "Fathers, provoke not your children to wrath," which means that corporal punishment actually provokes the children, provoking them to aggression, anger, and provokes them to anger and brings about depression. Corporal punishment also violates student-teacher trust. When a student trusts a teacher so much to the extent that he can do anything for that teacher, and that teacher comes up one day and starts to flog the child for no good reason, the child will feel that he's no longer loved, he's no longer cared for, and that will bring about drastic drop in his results rates. Also, it also brings about dropout rates. Students who are no longer performing well in school due to the fact that they know that corporal punishment is going to be enforced on them regularly because of lack of doing assignments and everything, they are going to make sure that they no longer come to school because they feel that it's a waste of time since they are just going to get flogged and everything. So with these few points of mine, I hope I've been able to convince you that corporal punishment is not good, and regardless, it should be stopped and not enforced in this Rivers State again. Thank you.
All right, 2 minutes and 5 seconds. That's all it took for her to drop her points there for the opening salvo. And now we'll take a quick break. When we come back, we'll get to hear from the opposer of the motion, and they will give us their rebuttal statement. Stay tuned.
Attention all secondary schools! The wait is over! The I Beg to Differ Schools Debate Competition is here! Season 5 is live!
From February 16 to March 3, the brightest young minds will battle it out on the big stage. It's wit, it's logic, it's teamwork, where schools go head-to-head for glory.
Who will rise? Who will persuade? Who will lead the charge with ideas that matter?
Join us daily as schools debate the toughest questions, sharpen their voices, and showcase the power of teamwork and intellect.
Don't miss a single round. Tune in, cheer for your school, and witness the future leaders in action.
I Beg to Differ Season 5, where schools speak and ideas lead.
Cool Wazobia Info Kids FM presents another banger. Football Fans Fiesta. Arsenal versus Chelsea. The return leg banter.
And Chelsea have a 2-goal lead.
Happening on Sunday, March 1st by 5 p.m. live at New Trafford Lounge and Bar, Kilometer 4, East West Road by Jefta Comprehensive College, Umwaba, Port Harcourt. Come and watch the world champions Chelsea try to dash Arsenal's hope of an EPL title triumph. Who will prevail at the Emirates? The Gunners or the Blues? It's pure fire. Catch every goal and gist on Sunday, 1st of March. Venue, New Trafford Lounge and Bar, Kilometer 4, East West Road, Umwaba, Port Harcourt. Football Fans Fiesta. The return leg banter. Proudly supported by New Trafford Lounge and Bar. Hamrex Properties, your partner in real estate investment.
Welcome back. It's time for us to go to the second segment of today's program. It is time for the rebuttals. The rebuttals are where each group has the opportunity to counter the comments made in the opening salvo. And after that, we'll have the closing remarks. Now, for the rebuttals, the opposers of the motion get to start. In this case, it's Goldencitadel International School. And we will bring in them and in this case, their representative to the microphone. The microphone is going to be mounted by Victory Newman, who is 12 years of age and in Genesis 3. Ladies and gentlemen, this is I Beg to Differ 2026 Season 5. All right, Victory Newman, good morning to you.
Good morning, sir.
All right, so you are going to be the speaker for the rebuttal. Are you clear on what to do?
Yes, sir.
All right. Now, The 3 minutes on the timer is going to be set back to zeros. You have 3 minutes. Within that period, you can take a pause, you can take a breather, and you will not be penalized. However, the time will not be stopped during that pause or breather that you have taken. Is this clear, please?
Yes, sir.
All right. So 3 minutes on the clock, ladies and gentlemen. Her time starts now.
Standing on already existing protocol, my name is Newman Victory, and I'm a student of Goldencitadel International School. I'm here to propose the motion which says corporal punishment should be enforced across river schools. Let me be absolutely clear. Enforcing corporal punishment across river schools is not discipline. It is institutionalized violence dressed up as nostalgia. The provision wants to replace solutions with fear. It wants to improve a system or replace indiscipline with pain. That is intellectual laziness. When a system is broken, you fix the system. You don't start hitting children because this leadership has failed. If corporal punishment truly produces morally flawless citizens, then why are we not surrounded by morally flawless citizens? If that is so, every adult that was beaten back in the day should be morally flawless. But instead, we are surrounded by violence, cultism, and corruption. So drop the mythology that pain automatically produces virtue. What corporal punishment actually teaches is power justifies force. The stronger person hits the weaker one to make a point. That is the lesson, not responsibility, not reasoning, force. They say to be regulated. Let us not deceive ourselves. In overcrowded classrooms, overworked teachers, who ensures supervision, who monitors the monitoring, who supervises limited stroke, who ensures that anger does not cross into excess. So you should stop deceiving yourselves. Yes, it is true the River State is battling with youth restiveness, court clashes, violence, and examination malpractice, but the causes are deeper. Underfunded system. We don't have counselors on payroll. We don't have psychologists in every unit. Strengthen the policy and it will be fixed. If you want to improve a system, then do it properly. Strengthen policy, enforce teachers legally, reinforce authority, not hit children. A student that behaves because he has seen a cane has learned nothing about discipline. He has only learned about how to avoid a cane. You also say, when you were speaking, you said teachers' authority. When you give excess power to teacher, they overuse it and inflict pain, physical pain, on children that can cause psychological damage. Respect cane and not teachers. A child who respects the cane has learned nothing. He respects only the threat, and when the threat is gone, so does the behavior. Obedience, fear-based obedience, does not build self-control. Fear does not build respect. Violence is not authority. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. 2 minutes and 25 seconds for her rebuttal statement. Once again, the rebuttal statement is a segment where you counter the comments from your opponent. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, we'll get to hear from the supporters of the motion. In this case, it is CSS Rumolumeni. Stay tuned.
I beg to differ. Going back.
Welcome back to I Beg to Differ 2026 Season 5. My name is Jude Omamegbe. Now, we get to hear the rebuttal statement from a community secondary school, Rumolumeni, and its speaker, CSS Rumolumeni, is being represented by Miracle Ernest. Miracle, good morning to you.
Good morning, sir.
All right, Miracle is 15 years of age and in SS2. Now, Miracle, as always, I need to let you know all the rules. 3 minutes on the clock. That's the time allocated to you. During that time, if you need to pause, catch your breath, you're within your right to do so. You will not be penalized for that. However, the clock will not be stopped for you. Now, because you are the supporter of the motion, once you are done, the next round is the closing remarks. That means your team will have the microphone after the break. Is this clear, please?
Yes, sir.
All right. So 3 minutes on the clock, ladies and gentlemen. Let us find out if they can convince the judges on their arguments. CSS Rumolumeni, 3 minutes. Your time starts now.
If a child is not disciplined at home, he will end up being disciplined by the world. Good day, moderators and my listening audience. My opponents only speak of grammar, they do not speak of grit. Let us hear the facts. First, my opponent made mention of human rights violations. Are you trying to tell me that the laws of the teachers on the criminal code South are human rights violations? Because if a teacher goes to a class of 100 without a cane, she has ended up becoming a shield for the bullies and prevented over 90 students from learning what she has to teach for the day. Second, my opponent made mention of student trust, where the teacher flogs the children without misbehaving. Teachers does not flog a child without misbehaving. They flog when the child misbehaves, because it is correction, it is discipline. Without the child misbehaving, the teacher should not use cane on them. Third, my opponent made mention of dropout rate. Students don't drop out because of suspension. Because suspensions is the one that bring the high dropout rate. Even in United States of America, 17 to 19 states reported that corporal punishment is more effective than suspensions, and suspensions bring about high increase of dropout rate. My opponent also said something about counseling. If you bring counseling in government schools of 100 students, would that counselor be able to attend to them at a time? Are you sure that counseling unit is in the Nigerian budget? Please, my opponent, corporal punishment should be enforced. With this convincing point of mine, I hope I've been able to pull you out of the house of threat and put you in the house of truth, that corporal punishment is the bedrock of discipline. And if it is not enforced, especially in river schools, there will be a high rate of indiscipline, aggressive behavior, courtesans, and even school bullies. Turn with me to Proverbs chapter 22 verse 6. It says, train up a child in the way he should grow, and when he is old, he will never depart from it. And also, Proverbs chapter 13 verse 24 says, he who hates his son spares the rod, but he who loves his child is careful to discipline him. So I beg to differ from the path of lawlessness. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. 2 minutes and 19 seconds, ladies and gentlemen. That's what it's taking for the rebuttals there. It's time for us to have the closing argument, and we're back right after the break. Stay tuned.